Good afternoon. We'll see for 5 more minutes and then we can start. Am I audible to you? Hello? Hello, am I audible? Okay. Shall we get started?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. So, this will be our last TA session for the week 4. We'll be discussing some content on the week 4 and, as usual, some questions. And later on, we can have our doubt clearing session and further discussions. Okay. Can you all see my PPT?
Yes, madam.
Yeah. Okay, so in the final week, can someone tell me the topics? What has been discussed? So it was basically on the electronic waste management rules and the life cycle assessment, right? LCA. So actually in the video lectures there were e-waste management rules pertaining to 2011 and 16. So I've just taken out the 2022 rules. If you look at this e-waste management 2022 rules, there are some definitions given, so you can read them. That means in this entire document what that particular word means, that is what is given in the in the introduction. Then here they have discussed about the extended producer responsibility framework, that is who all to have to register in the portal for the e-waste management: manufacturer, producer, refurbisher or the recycler. So all have to register with the e-waste management rules. And there are many rules that are listed out here, and responsibilities of the each stakeholder, that is the responsibilities of the manufacturer, producer, refurbisher, consumer and the recycler are also given in a detailed manner. And what will be the responsibilities of the state government or the union and territories? For example, the state government has to ensure the recognition and the registration of the workers, or industrial skill development and annual monitoring and proper health and safety of the workers involved. All these are important tasks of the state government. Coming to the chapter 4, they have given the procedure for the storage of the e-waste. So any stakeholder they cannot store the e-waste for more than 180 days, and they have to maintain a record of the sale, transfer and storage of the e-waste, and they have to maintain a proper record of all these, and they have to produce these records whenever there is inspection or any auditing that is going on. So in this chapter 5, just give me a minute. Yeah. Yeah, so in the chapter 5, how to manage the solar voltaic modules or the panels or the cells is also given. So the recovery of the material that is present in these photovoltaic modules is a compulsory activity that has to be done, and it has been mandated by the CPCB for this. So coming to the chapter 6, more details about the extended producer responsibility has been given. These points are all very simple and easy to understand. Maybe if you can go through it once, you'll get a clear understanding of what are all the responsibilities of the different stakeholders and how to manage different ways and what are the protocols involved. Okay, so this is for recycling, refurbishing, and they have given some examples also. And coming to the chapter 7, there are some points given in the reduction in the use of hazardous substances in the manufacture of electrical and electronic equipment and their components or consumables or parts or even spares. So there are many points that are detailedly discussed in this chapter, and the final chapter consists of the miscellaneous items such as the annual report, transportation of the e-waste and accident reporting and appealing that is involved, and any environmental compensation that is required in case of any violation of any of the rules. All these are discussed detailedly, and these schedules tell you in which chapter what is present, and all other forms will also be given in the subsequent document. So I recommend you to at least go through these rules once, so that you will have a better understanding. So coming back to our presentation, so that was about the e-waste management rules. So if we look at the sustainability aspects, so that would be biodegradable, recyclable, ozone friendly, eco design, and greenwashing. Greenwashing is the thing where a particular product is not a sustainable product, but the company portrays it as a sustainable and environmental friendly. That is known as the greenwashing. Moving on to our next topic, that is life cycle assessment. Many of you must have seen this life cycle assessment for many products and comparison between different products. For example, a simplest comparison would be between a paper and a plastic bag. So
Madam, any example of greenwashing, ma'am? Greenwashing example? Any product?
greenwashing example, I need to check. But recently, recently we are seeing many companies, right? They say that it is eco-friendly and all, but in actual, if you do the LCA for it, that may not be eco-friendly. I need to check on that. Any products that are greenwashing. So in the LCA, we analyze the life cycle of a particular product from cradle to grave, and we analyze the water, energy, and other things that are involved in the production, use, and manufacture and disposal of the particular product. So a simple comparison will be between a paper and a plastic bag. So obviously we know plastic is not a good thing, but if we replace it with a paper bag, the transportation cost will be increased, because plastic bag consumes less space compared to a paper bag. So that's how we need to do life cycle assessment and come to a conclusion which would be a better sustainable option. So LCA will help us in establishing an environmental profile of the system through the product or the project development and improvement, strategic planning, public policy making, marketing, and other eco declarations. Currently, we are in the linear economy, where a particular product is taken from the raw material, then it is manufactured, then it goes for the usage with the consumers, and finally it is disposed. Yeah, so this is the linear economy, but if we can put back the used materials to the circle again, to the loop again, then it becomes a circular economy by reusing the used products, or recycling, or recovering the materials and putting back them to the loop by in the manufacturing process. That would make it a circular economy, and this will be a more sustainable option. So you make the product, use it, you collect it back, and you either upcycle or downcycle it, and then you reuse it, and then you bring it back to the consumers, unlike the disposal in the linear economy. So in the LCA study, we need to define what is the goal and the scope, and the life cycle inventory stage where all the environmental related input and output is required. So for a particular process, if you are mining the raw materials to prepare some metal, so what is the energy and water consumption that is involved? So energy and water is just one example that I have given, and there can be many other aspects also. So you need data for that. For example, to extract 1 kg of iron from an iron ore, what is the energy and water that is involved, and what is the output of it, like carbon dioxide emissions or any other emissions. So all that we need to count, and once this is done, you need to interpret the study. So if we look at the life cycle inventory, the inputs will be the raw materials, water and energy. So look, if we see at the cycle, that would be raw material acquisition, material manufacture, final product assembly, transportation or the distribution to the consumers, and finally the consumer use and disposal. So at all these stages, whatever the raw materials, energy and water that is required, we need to account for it. And the output would be atmospheric emissions, any other waterborne or any other waste that may be generated like solid waste, and usable products and other environmental releases. So this whole system forms the life cycle inventory. So that was very brief on life cycle assessment of a product. Coming to the practice assignment questions, the first question is a matching. So you need to match the following stakeholders in terms of whether the e-waste rules are applicable or not for them. So as we have seen in the e-waste management rules, there are some stakeholders who have to bind to these e-waste management rules. So who are the others that are not bound to these?
A is, ma'am. C is the answer, ma'am.
C. Okay. Yeah. So micro enterprises and the nuclear waste will not be applicable in this. Which is the responsibility of the SPCB or the PCC?
D is the answer, ma'am. D.
None. The storage should not be more than 180 days, and the SPCB has to ensure that. Now, what is the responsibility of the CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board?
A and B, ma'am.
Okay. I think the granting, authorization and registration will be done by the state board, because the industry is situated in that particular state. I think if they can register with that, I think that should do.
But ma'am, there are UTs also, na? So UT, so that is why A is also correct, ma'am.
Yeah, true. Okay, I'll change that. Okay, the standards for principle and framework of LCA.
A, ma'am. A is the answer.
I think it's 14040. Okay, what is the second step in the life cycle assessment?
B, ma'am. B.
Okay, that will be our first thing. Second thing will be life cycle inventory. So if you have to compare the refrigerators of the same specification made by the different companies for a life cycle analysis, then what is a functional unit that has to be considered for the comparison? Is it the volume of the fridge, or the amount of electricity, or the color of the fridge, or none of these?
B, ma'am.
Yes, so we need to compare the electricity that is consumed among the two refrigerators. So what is a quantitative method to estimate the list of input and output flows of any industrial process?
This C, ma'am. C, life cycle
Yeah,
inventory.
yeah. Okay. So which of the following duties belong to a dismantler?
B, ma'am. B.
Yeah. Even at C, because the process should not have any adverse effect on the health of the dismantler and the environment. So what can be done with LCA? Why are we doing this LCA?
It is also multiple, ma'am. It is also C and D, ma'am.
Yeah. Even it is used even for the policy making. Which of the following are environmentally sustainable products?
C and D, ma'am.
Single use plastic? How come single use plastic is a sustainable product?
Because we say that it is a biodegradable. We say like the single-use plastic.
Really, single use plastics is it biodegradable? I don't think so. That's what we are seeing everywhere floating on the rivers and lakes. Okay, going to the next question. Which of the following are the different LCA methodologies?
D, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. Even we have hybrid assessment, no? Hybrid LCA. Which of the following is or are environmental impacts considered in the LCA impact analysis?
A and B, ma'am. A and B.
Okay. Yeah, that's it from my side. We can have any discussions.
Ma'am, last time also I asked this question. What is the quantity which bind us to register as a refurbisher or as a user for e-waste management? That means you said now we have to register for as a refurbisher also, as a production also.
Hmm.
So what is the amount, minimum amount? Like say suppose somebody is doing a very small factory. So will it comes under MCME? Then he is exempted, or what is the kg of volume of e-waste? That is not there in that
Yeah,
rules, na?
that is not there in the rules. I think everyone who deals with this has to register at some point, because
No, but ma'am,
ultimate.
see, ultimately, ma'am, the volume what it produces make the difference. Suppose you are doing 10 kg, it doesn't okay, gel with registration. But if you are producing 100 kg, okay, ठीक है. If you do 1000 kg, then it is must. So in these, like if you like see that vendor who is to register as a recycler, there is 100 kgs, 500 kgs limit is there. That is there as per their capacity. So now any vendor, if he has to register, he will get certificate that he can use 100 kgs or 500 kgs recycling. Similarly, the producer also, or what you say, the refurbisher or manufacturer or repair, they should also have some limit. This is my submission, my question.
Okay. Producer, I think we are the producers, so I don't think so there'll be any limit on that. Whereas coming to refurbishers, it's somewhat related to recyclers, right?
Refurbisher means those who are maintaining that, those who are what you say, repairing and all.
Yeah, but I think that will be also similar to, should be similar to the recycler, because whatever the recycler is doing, that has to entirely go through this refurbisher and all, no?
No, ma'am, but recycler is collecting from various, like suppose a city is divided into 10 zones. One zone will be like, okay, they are collecting from one because of their reach. So recycler definitely has a more capacity. I think so.
Okay, even in that case, refurbisher will have at least some portion of that, no?
Yes, 10 refurbisher may dump into one recycler like that, like not a rule, but approximately like that. Suppose you have 100 industry in a city and 10 recyclers, so at least 100 will divide into 10, so that the volume is uh, collected evenly.
That's a point that needs to be checked. So even I don't know much on that, so I can't throw much light on it.
Questions are very less. Do you have more questions?
Actually, a few more questions were there, but those were related to the old rules, so I have eliminated them. I think only 3 or 4 were less. Usually we have around 15, and today we had 12.
So, ma'am, this is the last session, as you said. So, little bit how to go about exams.
Exam, actually, since this is my first NPTEL session, so even I don't know fully about the exam pattern and all, but most probably if you go through the video lectures and the notes that is given, that should be fair enough for you to get through the exam. And the examination pattern and all will be informed to you well before. So very good preparation of the material that is available should do fine. And a lot depends on how you understand the subject also. So, and I don't think so this is a very complicated subject if we look at the other subjects in environmental engineering, so it should be a easy one. And there has been 2 tutorial sessions also for the problems. They are quite simple, so you can go through it once or twice, so you will be thorough.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, actually, the content which we have, ma'am, somewhat data is of 2015 or 17. So, ma'am, should we learn that, or we should know the current data for the exam?
Like what kind of data you will be needing for the exam?
Ma'am, like there were like per capita, like the data was given per states. So that was of like before. So we should learn that, or we should go through the current data.
Mm, just in case if you are going through the current data, then maybe you can write it in your answer sheet mentioning that as per so and so year statistics. This is the one.
Okay.
So that
So
they'll
and this
also
is
Answer is,
understand that you have taken
you
the
know, but ma'am,
latest one.
this is a subjective
answer
paper,
is, answer is not subjective. It is objective. You cannot write there anything. You have
right?
to just click.
This is not a subjective paper, right?
Yes, it is fully objective paper.
Okay, the final
Yeah.
exam.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So,
Mm,
like, then we should go with the content we have, right? We should learn that only.
yeah. In that case, I think yeah, it's better to go with the content that you have. Anyways, I'll check, and I think you have one more session on Mondays, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll try to inform that particular TA so that she'll clarify it.
Yes, ma'am. Because it will be very difficult if we have to search for the current data. It will be
Yeah.
very difficult for us. Yeah.
So I'll check with that, and I'll try to inform you in through the Monday session with the other TA.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So how was the course overall?
It is good, ma'am. New learnings.
Okay.
I'm from electronics department, so this is a civil engineering course, but electronics are related to this.
Okay.
So this is good exposure.
Okay.
Hello, madam.
Yeah.
Um, I have a few questions posted on the discussion forum
Okay.
regarding assignment clarifications
Okay.
and also a few clarifications regarding the LCA
Okay.
usage.
Okay.
Maybe I find some inadequacies related to accounting for human contributions.
Okay.
Um, So I'm not probably this being a session where the other students might be more interested in getting the exam procedures clear, or is this also a session where we can discuss a few issues on those?
Yeah, sure. So your question is on LCA and accounting for human efforts.
Yeah, because um, the micro contributions, the individual contributions are not accounted for in LCA. It accounts for contributions from the product development side.
But so there are some software tools like OpenLCA and all. In that, you can include for any particular product if you want to include the human effort that is involved.
Okay.
Maybe you
And
can
how?
check with that. Maybe the number of labors that are involved. So you have if the more the number of laborers, you need to put in their time and money involved in paying their salaries and other benefits. So that will be an added cost.
Okay. These are, I would say, very token features which can be added onto the LCA analysis. But I'm talking about more um, more micro contributions which can have a major impact on the big scale. For example, I had mentioned this in the discussion forum also.
Okay.
I use leftover geyser water. Okay. Um, for along with a few neem leaves dropped in for making a disinfectant liquid.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to if you look at the combined effort, it saves a lot of material and energy usage.
Hmm.
It's a small contribution from my side, but I did not use any extra energy, extra material. Has a big impact on the environment.
Hmm.
But I don't see this being accounted for in the LC. I mean, I don't have a way to accommodate such features in the LC. This comes from an individual contribution. So micro contributions like these can have a big impact on the environment.
Okay. Hmm. We need to look into a way where we can include these.
By optimizing product, the kind of optimization I get from contributing in a small manner cannot be achieved using technology. I've eliminated the use of cleaning liquids and so many other items that go into the production of all these packaging and of all these products simply by making a small move from my side.
Okay. Maybe we need to convert in such a way so that we can quantify it.
So, to use natural resources directly and figuring a way out to account for it will help in better policy making.
Yes.
But accounting only for product or technology related contributions can lead to misguided policy making.
Okay. In that case, maybe we can combine environmental impact assessment and LCA.
Even environmental impact assessment does not account for human behavioral patterns.
We can maybe we can try including in some indirect way the human efforts and combining
At
both
least,
EIA and LCA.
at least in an empirical way, it must be done.
Hmm.
There's only technology based solutions for providing a safer environment. I'll give you another example.
Okay.
Okay. We can make kasturi methi leaves just by putting a few fresh leaves in the fridge in an open cover. We'll get them dried up in a few days. So I did not use extra energy. I did not use. I'm just using the fridge capacity which is available, but a small move from my side. Imagine the amount of energy and material resources that go into the making of one packet of kasturi methi leaves if I buy from a store. So my individual contribution, and if many people do this, it's a big impact on the environment. I use the available resources to me efficiently, but that doesn't show up anywhere in the overall big picture.
Yeah, that may be because we need to put that in a very large scale.
So we need to compare. We need to have an analysis separately for human-related contributions and compare them with technology-based solutions, and then regulate the use of technology.
But ma'am, whenever we say the product, it should be having some shelf life. Like say suppose what example you have given, that leaf ka, it is for day to day, it is okay, but that packet what is there, it can last till 1 year because expiry is moreover written
This
as
is also
1 year.
Once the
So,
leaves are dried,
so
the
now,
squares, I can
no,
make
no.
kasturi
My
leaves with
point is, ma'am,
open
whenever
right.
we compare,
Hmm.
we compare any what you say the
Hmm.
product which is finished, and we are not taking, we are not uh, considering the amount which that leaf is available. Like if you do the packaging of that leaf, it may last for a 1 year, but day to day leaf
No,
what
no.
we are using,
Once
it
it
will
is
not
dried,
last.
I save them. Once it is dried, I save them. That's it. I can use whenever.
No, ma'am, but processing also includes that pasteurization.
You're
Some
using additional resources. I'm not saying that you shouldn't buy from the store, but you can encourage. You will have to figure a way out of accounting how the existing resources that are available to me, I'm able to make better use of on my own.
So this type of, ma'am, data is impossible to take. Why? Because suppose I'll give you another one vague example. You please don't laugh, okay? Like if you have fresh,
Exactly. If you
fresh vegetables. Now, like now, there are many vegetables you can directly take fresh, okay? Don't they don't require cooking also. So now, if we encourage that, then lot of fuel is saved. So we cannot that
exactly
behavior pattern we cannot take.
because there is a slide in the fourth lecture, in the fourth week's lecture, which says the towards working towards sustainability, individual contributions
So, yes,
are
ma'am. So
important,
that
but
is why that is
we
why
don't
if we
account for
yes,
that.
yes. So that is why if we see
We need
the
to account for that
50%.
so that
No,
we
no.
need to encourage people to
So,
make
ma'am,
such
that so,
behavioral patterns which are
so,
more in
so
tune with
no, no, behavior you cannot lay. I will give you one more example. Like,
whatever can be done. Anything extra can be done using technology.
oh, ma'am, one more example I will give you. 50% of cooked food is wasted as per one okay article. Now there are now people are awareness has increased that they collect the cooked food from hotels and all, and they distribute to what you say to the poorer needy people. But the what you say the supply chain management which is required for that, and the man hours if you contribute, so that if you calculate the cost also, so it is okay, comparable to the food what you have saved. Like if, suppose okay you will run some vehicle, you will employ 10 people. Now if you include that okay salary of 10 people, collection of door to door from restaurant and distribution, so the amount which is required now, if you calculate the food okay collected, I don't think that food, whatever cooked food, is more or what you say. It is always less than the effort which is there. So that is why behavioral pattern. Okay, there is no what you say, and it varies from society to society. It varies from country to country. So these are all okay. Very very. You cannot model them. What I feel.
See, you will have to figure a way out to deal with them empirically. You cannot discount because they can create a big impact.
But ma'am, you are right. But
All of us
modeling is difficult.
contribute in a
You
small
cannot
manner. If all of us
modeling
contribute
of
in a small manner, let's have
modeling
a
of such behavior is impossible.
if you leave solutions only to technology, then they employ only a few people. The rest of them are jobless. On the other hand, people who contributed, you will have to, who have contributed a little towards helping the environment in a very big manner,
But
are not
behavioral
incentivized.
change will take
That
a lot of
behavioral
time.
change needs to be accounted for and included in the GDP. The GDP allows for contributions which come using technology, but not using science. What I am using is science. So what happens is this creates a lopsided society. It is creating havoc. A GDP accounts, if I go and stand in the sun to get my vitamin D,
it is science. If I pop in a vitamin D tablet, it is technology. But the GDP doesn't account for me going up on the terrace and getting my vitamin D. But the GDP accounts for the vitamin D tablet I pop.
But ma'am, half an hour if you waste your time, so
But
then where are you
so
counting that half an hour time once you're standing outside?
we need to have the recommendations based on in a country like India, many people can afford to use the natural resource directly. If you apply the 10% energy rule, which I came across in the other course, which is running simultaneously, it means that that sunlight is most efficiently used directly. So we need to figure a way out. It may not be straightforward. This is like standardizing home cooked food, because it is not easy. It is very easy to standardize hotel cooked food, but home cooked food has got a lot of parameters, and it is the same with these kind of ideas too. But it needs to be done, at least empirically. Some brainstorming must be done, and we need to figure a way out to account for this, because the impact is big. You cannot discount it.
Ma'am, you see all the government offices, 24 hours lights are on. Okay. But once it is
I
cut,
mentioned this again in the one of the questions in the discussion forum. If I watch my NPTEL videos during the daytime to learn my lessons, I save a lot of lighting. If I do it in the night, I spend a lot of lighting extra. If I use
that is
technology-based solutions for finding an optimized solution for that, when will I get that performance? Using which technology?
in Western countries, okay, there is a daylight hour concept wherein
More people.
wherein the as the day okay starts, automatically all the street lights and your computer also they go into energy saving mode. But that you are talking now, if you go to any government offices, 24 hours lights is on. People don't okay use that sunlight. Okay, these are all okay. It will never happen once the
If you send in recommendations to the people,
ma'am, see, once it is paid,
we
once it
need
is paid, like home, there are meters. So people, okay, still restrict electricity, for example. If you go to any office, any institute, okay, 24 hours lights are on.
you will have to consider a way to account for such contributions, so that
It-
the policy making will be better. We need to send recommendations to the people saying, these kind of encourage them to follow more appropriate behaviors, and not just work on technology based solutions. Because it won't be as good as an individual contribution anyway, because I'm using natural. If I go and stand the terrace for receiving my sunlight, I do it in the best manner possible. There won't be a day in human history where you can use the efficiency of this.
Similarly, okay, if you go by little distance by walk, by cycling, people are
So
not doing that, na ma'am. See, that is
they need that. And then I do not know. I have another question regarding electric vehicles. Presently, in the way it looks like the electric vehicles are only getting bigger and bigger. So, in maintenance, it is, and only one person is traveling in that car. There is only one occupant in most of the cars.
Yeah, behavioral change in the people
So,
will
my
take time, right?
question
Though we
is,
are giving the awareness and all.
it doesn't take time. Probably it is not talked about as often as it should be.
Why people are not going by cycle for a short
Yeah.
distance? Why people are not going by walk for short distance? So only okay, those who have less money they do that. Otherwise, those who have money, they for 10 meters also they start their bike and go.
So presently, I want to know if there's an LCA done whether four people carpooling in a diesel or petrol car is better than one person traveling in an electric vehicle.
That we can try it for ourselves using a open LCA software.
Open LCA, and then give a proper recommendation to the public. For the time being, please carpool and postpone your decision to buy an electric. So we can have the funding, research funding put in the development of the electrical vehicle where it can be very well optimized. Why rush into producing electric vehicle cars right away? And they are only, and what is, if I add 1 cubic foot more volume of vehicle space, it only means I need to spend more maintaining the car. I'll have to wash a bigger car, more water, a bigger battery, everything. So in the are we losing? So I want to know how much, what difference does it take in the maintenance cost? Does this offset the advantages we get on the emission side in an electric vehicle car?
Maybe I think there are some papers on this LCA of e vehicles. Maybe if we look at that, if we can look at them, we will have a better understanding on how the e-vehicles are better or not better than the comparatively the gasoline vehicles that we have currently.
From what I read, in the manufacturing side, EVs are more costlier.
Yes.
They use resources more, but in the maintenance side, because of the emission, zero emission, but that is only on the emission side, because the vehicles are big. I see more, the electric vehicles are just getting bigger and bigger in size, which means we are using more water and other resources to maintain the vehicle. Tires, bigger tires. More material to make the car. So, what is the advantage?
It's more dependent on the lifestyle of the people.
Lifestyle of the people, which I think, see, people want to contribute towards a safer environment, but just shifting from a petrol vehicle, but they think just shifting from a petrol vehicle to an electric vehicle, they are doing a lot of good.
But
maybe
on
not.
on the other
maybe
side,
not now. Maybe not now.
Yeah.
A better solution now might be just to carpool.
No, ma, why carpool? Why
But on
people
the
don't
other side,
travel
people
by
are preferring
buses?
electric vehicles because governments are
Why
giving
people
subsidies.
why people are not traveling by metro? See, Delhi man 20 to 30 lakhs people travel by metro. So if you think okay, without metro Delhi people cannot travel now because of 30 lakhs vehicle cannot fly Delhi. So now why people are traveling by car? Why not with the public transport system? Why not with this buses? Why not cycles? Okay, car is okay, very personal thing. Once we have to go by what you say family. Okay, at particular place car can be used. However, public transport system, okay, that should be enhanced so that it will save the environment.
People want to contribute towards the environment, but they think buying an electric vehicle will do the job. It is not the case.
No, people are doing it. Most of the people that I've seen who have EVs, I have seen that they are doing it because they are getting tax benefits and government subsidies for buying that.
government should actually encourage them to take public transport.
For that, Delhi like metro should be there in the all metros, na? That is not there.
What extent they need to incentivize it comes from an analysis done on human behavioral patterns and its contributions towards the environment. If you have that scientifically, then the government will have good policy making.
I don't think any model can be that behavioral patterns can be modeled. I don't think there is some way to
This way,
class of city people model together. It is difficult. We cannot model that.
we'll have to have a separate model to consider human behavioral patterns and its contribution towards the environment and compare it.
Every human is different. We cannot model human. Simple as that.
We cannot model humans, but we can model human behavior. There is a difference.
Okay, this discussion can never have a end because each one of us will have our own perspectives. So
So that is why I said, na, human cannot be model because we cannot have same thinking. Okay, six of us. How can we model thousands of people in a city and one country? It is difficult.
Also, madam, I have a few questions regarding assignments.
okay.
I have posted them on the discussion forum, but I haven't received a reply so far. It was
If
quite
it's
a
on
while
the
ago.
discussion forum, usually you will get a reply. You don't have to worry
I
about it.
haven't received it so far.
Okay. You can just wait for some more time and mail them. Or let us know in the Monday session so that we'll approach. Generally they
Okay.
reply in the discussion forum. You don't have to worry.
Okay. But it's been quite a while.
Okay. Okay, we'll just maybe some busy
The
schedules.
process at the end, I'm just wondering whether we'll get the reply at all.
Okay. They will definitely reply for sure. Maybe some busy schedules, and now since it's a weekend, they may reply. Otherwise, we can have a discussion on the Monday session because
Okay.
there's one more session on Monday, right? So,
Okay, thank you.
okay. If there are no further questions, can we close this? Okay. There are no further questions.
No one.
Okay. Okay. All the best for your exam.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.